In 2011, Derrick Rose was on top of the basketball world. He was the youngest MVP in NBA history, the face of the Chicago Bulls, and the symbol of a city that finally believed again. Less than 2 years later, that version of Derrick Rose was gone. This isn't a story about effort or dedication. It's about what happens when a player's body can't survive the way he plays the game. Derrick Rose grew up in Chicago, surrounded by pressure long before the NBA ever found him. Basketball wasn't just something he enjoyed. It was an escape, and eventually an expectation. From a young age, Rose stood out not only because of his skill, but because of how aggressively he played. That same style followed him to Memphis, where his rise was fast and impossible to ignore. He wasn't flashy for no reason. He was explosive, direct, and fearless. By the time the Bulls selected him first overall in the 2008 draft, Chicago didn't just want a star. They wanted someone to carry the franchise. And almost immediately, Rose looked like he could. By his third season, Derrick Rose wasn't just good anymore. He was terrifying to guard. Defenders barely had time to react before he was already past them. He exploded off one leg, attacked the rim without hesitation, and played every possession like nothing was guaranteed. His game was built on speed and aggression. He didn't avoid contact, and he didn't slow things down. If there was an opening, he took it. If there was resistance, he went straight through it. In 2011, at just 22 years old, Derrick Rose won the NBA's Most Valuable Player award, the youngest player ever to do it. For Chicago, it felt like the beginning of something special, but underneath the highlights and celebrations, there were warning signs no one wanted to acknowledge. Rose relied heavily on explosive movements and awkward landings, often jumping off one leg and absorbing hard contact on nearly every drive. He played heavy minutes, carried the offense, and pushed his body night after night without much rest. At the time, it didn't look dangerous. It looked like heart. It looked like toughness. Then came the moment everything changed. Game 1 of the 2012 playoffs against the Philadelphia 76ers. The Bulls were already in control, and Rose had no real reason to still be on the court. But with just over a minute left, he drove into the lane, elevated off one leg, and landed. There was no contact, no dramatic collision, just a sudden collapse. Derrick Rose tore his ACL instantly. The arena went silent, and Rose stayed on the floor, already knowing what it was. In that moment, the future he was racing towards suddenly disappeared. The injury cost him the entire next season. And when he finally returned, it was never a smooth comeback. It was setback after setback. Torn meniscus, more surgeries, more rehab. Each time he tried to regain his explosiveness, his body failed him again. The MVP chance faded. The highlight dunks disappeared. And the player who once dominated the league was now fighting just to stay healthy. Eventually, Chicago moved on. The spotlight did too. Derrick Rose didn't fall off because he stopped working. He fell off because the way he played demanded more than his body could give. He burned bright early, gave everything from the start, and paid the price for it. Sometimes even greatness has a physical limit.